This is Never Down, Never Out with T.R. Matson. This podcast is about discipline when motivation fades, resilience when things get hard, and showing up when quitting would be easier. No hype, no shortcuts, just the mindset required to build something real. One day at a time. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Episode 1. You stuck with me. I just wanted to start out by saying I appreciate all the feedback. I'm working on the audio stuff, trying to get through all that. I think I have a fix. We'll find out after this video. If not, we'll keep working. Like I said in the beginning, this is going to be a work in progress, but I do appreciate all the subscribers on YouTube, Spotify, and all that. So please keep that up. That is truly what will drive this to continue. So on the first episode, episode 0, I talked about how we got to this point. Why am I here now? So if you haven't seen that, feel free to go back. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit of the layout, what I expect, what I'm hoping for, and then moving forward, talk about today's topic. So let's start. I have 365 topics, believe it or not, that I want to talk about. And instead of just throwing them out randomly, I thought it was important to put them in some sort of order that if I can do this every day, that will make sense to the viewer. And again, from episode 0, make sense to my children in the future when they watch these. So they're broken down into sections. And this section that we're going to kick off today is a 30-day or 30 episode section that's going to encompass foundations of mental toughness and why that's so important. So that could be what you could expect for the next 30 episodes if we keep on track. But again, like I've said before, this is a work in progress. So bear with me, and I appreciate the support. So today, the topic that we're going to discuss is why mindset is the first battle. And I think this is important because it lays a foundation. We sit here in life and we go through things and we have goals, whatever those goals are, you name it, lose weight, write a book, have great relationships, mend a relationship. And we get into it and we don't really, if we don't have that foundation, we find ourselves in a really bad situation because we have tons of energy, but no traction. And the traction is key. Right? If I use a car analogy, if you have a car even with moderate horsepower, but you have really bad tires, you're just going to spin your tires. So our goal here is to not do that. We're going to identify what you want to accomplish and then come up with a plan on how to get there. But first, before anything, mindset. We have to get our mindset right. We spend time every day. We're inundated by it. Social media, our family, our coworkers. There's constantly people out there that are making our lives harder. It's just the reality of it. Whether it's, close family, whether it's people that you go to school with, people that you work with, people that you work for, followers on social media, people that aren't followers on social media, that just want to type comments. There's always going to be people that are trying to consciously or subconsciously derail your goals. They don't even know it. Most of them don't. I want to say I genuinely believe that most of the people in this world at their core are good people. But we get caught up in the day-to-day. We get caught up in all of the things that make life difficult. I can give you an example. I was trying to record this and I had to stop once. The reason I stopped was because there was stuff going around the house that I had to take care of. Again, this is a work in progress, so that's all part of it, right? So all of these distractions come at us, large and small, all day long. And if you don't have the proper fundamental mindset, you'll never achieve what you're going for. You're just going to be deflecting all of it. So how do we get that mindset? Well, clear, concise goals and plans. You need something that you can do every day, sometimes multiple times a day, that you can stack some wins, right? So let's talk about this for me. Recorded the first podcast, put it up, went on the Mover and Donkey show. Always great to be on there, and mentioned it there. Huge amount of followers immediately. I mean, I could not thank everybody enough, right? That's a win. I'm going to stack that win. Now I know where that win came from. That win came from mostly the hard work those guys put in for that podcast and the viewership they have. But I'm still going to stack it because I did the recording. I put it up. I put it out there. I've been talking about this internally with my family for a long time. And I finally decided it was time, for reasons I talked about in episode 0, that it's time to just do it. Let's talk about other wins. Yesterday was very busy. Got through everything, got everything uploaded. Not even sure if it was a good upload. There were some issues with the audio that I'm hoping are fixed, but had to take my son to basketball practice. What goal did I miss out on the day? I didn't write. It's a goal for 2026 is to get the 3rd book done, and I didn't get it done. But I thought to myself, wait a second, I have an iPad, I have earbuds, noise canceling. I could sit while he practiced, and I could do some writing, and I did. Very happy about that. So you have to have these clear, concise wins every day. Otherwise, it doesn't matter the goal. It's going to get overwhelming. And I've seen this in my own life through pilot training, through career choice changes, through learning how to be an instructor, through raising a family. If I couldn't compartmentalize and keep these goals squared away, I very quickly spiraled out of control, and then you end up stagnating, and then your mind takes over. You start beating yourself up. You're the worst person that you've ever met. And of course, we're usually our own worst critics, right? So now, as I'm doing all of that, I'm spinning those wheels. I've lost traction. So with a proper mindset, you can maximize your time. Now, how do we do this? How do we get this mindset going? Well, some of it's organization, I've found personally. I'm a very organized person. I wasn't always. In high school and college, I was very unorganized. Through initial flight training, I was very unorganized. And it was actually Gonki, who was one of the first people to teach me some organizational skills at primary flight training that helped me out. And that made a huge difference in the sense of, okay, I have goals for the day. I have a checklist to get through. And as a pilot, I live with checklists. That's all I do, right? So here I am trying to get all these things done. And then I realized, wow, I accomplished a lot. You know, and the old saying that I love and I still use is if you give a person one match and ask them to break it, okay, they're going to break it, right? It's easy to break a match. It's a small piece of wood. But if you give them 10 and tell them you got all day to break it, most people are going to take their time, or they're going to lose focus on it. They're going to go on to something else. And that's the end of it. You know, they'll get it done, but it's going to take them all day to break 10 matches. But if somebody hands you a box of 1,000 matches and says, you have to get this done, break them all. Well, what do most people do? They realize, well, I could break 2, 3, 4, 10 matches at a time. They become more efficient with their time. And that mindset, to me, is huge because there's only so many hours in a day and we got to sleep for a little bit, right? And we have to allocate the rest of the time to all of the things that are pulling on us. And as we get older and have success, there's going to be more of those things. We have to be able to break more matches. That's just the reality of it. So organization's the key to start off. So let's get organized. Let's write out a plan. I have it right here. You'll laugh, right? I'm an author. We have everything tech-wise, but I still keep this right here. This is my paper. That is where my notes are. It's right here at my desk. It helps me get through my day. For other types of things I'm trying to accomplish, I have checklists on my phone, right? My wife does the same thing. It's how you get through. It's how you keep your mind focused. Otherwise, if you just have this grand plan and you go out in the world with this grand plan and you don't have this focus, what's going to happen is you're going to have too many tabs open at the end of the day. And you're going to realize there's a bunch of stuff I didn't accomplish at all, or I accomplished far too much of the wrong things, or I really didn't give credit and the focus I needed to the important things. So with the checklist taken from the pilot mentality, you can become clear, concise, and maximize every minute of your day until you gain that traction. Okay? Number one. Number two, as we're doing all of this, people are going to try to derail you. They're going to. Some of it's subconscious. And for those people, there's nothing wrong with that. There's very few people in my life, and I think in most people's lives, that are consciously trying to take away from your goals. That takes a special kind of individual. But for those people that you will run into, it's important to understand that the reason they're doing it has more to do with themselves than you. They don't really care what you're trying to achieve. They care about what they haven't achieved. And it makes them feel bad. And when people feel bad, they lash out. So, one of the great things I heard was never take criticism from somebody that you wouldn't seek advice from. There's a lot of people in this world and in your life that will try to take away your energy, and you can't let them. Because we live in a very blessed world. We're all on this planet together. Some places are better than others. Sometimes they're better than others, but no time is better than now. And this is your opportunity. So much like today is day one, that's significantly better than, as people say, one day. So the fact that you're listening to this, the fact that you are thinking about a goal, whatever that goal is, you don't have to tell me, you don't have to comment. You can if you want to. Put it out there. I tend to work more that way. But the fact that you are even here listening to the words tells me that there's something burning in your mind. There's a spark. Okay? And we'll get into things later on about motivation and discipline and all that. But there's a spark. You're listening. If you're still here, there's a spark. There's something you want to accomplish. There's something you want to make better about yourself. There's something you want to achieve. It's there. It might be small, but that's how fires start, right? So we've got that. We've learned how to organize things in a clear, concise manner. And finally, we've learned that there's good and bad people out there. And the bad people that are going to try to derail you most of the time aren't doing it consciously. And for the few that are, you just can't listen to it. You have to ignore it. It's hard. I struggle with it to this day. It is very hard. But unfortunately, in the world of social media and in the world of everybody knowing everything about everybody's everything, it is just the way it works. So make the checklist, come up with some goals, stack some wins. Tell people, or don't. That is on you. And there's really no right or wrong answer with this one. My wife and I are fundamentally different. When she has a goal, whether it's to be able to lift more weights or run faster or clean up eating or accomplish a huge accomplishment that she did last year, which was getting her certified strength and conditioning specialist, massive undertaking that she took on while raising at least 85% of the effort, 2 children. But she accomplished it. But for her, when she has these goals, she doesn't like to talk about them, sometimes even to me, until they're accomplished. I'm the opposite. I put it out there because everybody out there motivates me. Whether positive or negative comments, they motivate me, right? Sometimes you could take that hate and you could turn it into fuel. And I've done that a lot of times in my career, and we'll talk about that. But if I put it out in the universe and I make it real, it helps me hold myself accountable. So today what I want you to do is I want you to get out a piece of paper. I want you to write the goal at the top of the piece of paper. I want you to think about the type of person you are. Is this something that needs to be put out there? Okay. Well, then you know what? Put it out there, whether it's to your loved ones, your family, your coworkers. put it in the comments to this video. Put it out to the whole world. Maybe not the whole world. We're not there yet, but a lot of it, right? Get it out there. Or maybe you're more like my wife who just wants to keep her goal to her. That's fine. But now you know the type of person you are. Now we have to align some small wins for the day, for the week, for the month. Remember, the first 30 days of anything is how you build a habit. And then from there, as the traction starts to build and you start building these wins over the next couple days, realize with it will come naysayers. And that is where you just have to smile and keep your head down. A positive mental attitude will get you further in life than anything else. I've seen this in aviation. I have often said that in flight training, I could teach anybody how to fly as long as they've prepared and they come with a good attitude. That's an end. I've taught people that have prepared and have a horrible attitude. And you know what? I'd almost like somebody with a great attitude who hasn't prepared. Because that positive mental attitude, or PMA as we used to joke in the military, will get you far, far beyond what preparation, what your luck, what your skill set will take you. My son and I talk a lot about talent versus work ethic. And it's tough to do the work. It's tough. It's tough to sit here right now. There's other things I could be doing, but I made this a goal and it's going to happen, right? So is there distractions going on around me? Of course there are. The noise canceling's on, the phone's on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to take my 15 to 20 minutes with all of you and we're going to have this talk. And it's going to get uploaded and I'm going to move on and I'm going to stack that win. And it's going to happen again tomorrow. And it's going to happen again the next day. And that's because I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. So, keep that positive mental attitude. Keep that mindset. The thing that I will leave you with is the only thing you really can control in this world is the space between your ears. I like to lift weights. I like to work out. Might not be as good as I used to be. Might not be as strong as I used to be. But I would focus on all of the muscles below my ears. Oh, I want bigger biceps. I want stronger legs, bigger chest. But in reality, none of that happens if the most important part of your body, your brain, is being taken up by something else. So it all starts in your mind. You can accomplish anything you want in this world. Anything. I truly believe that. Do I think you're going to be the best at everything? No. Am I the best pilot in the world? No. Am I the best author in the world? Definitely not. Am I the best father or husband? No. But I'm the best I could be at all of them, and it's because I own the space in my mind, and I don't let anybody get in there anymore rent-free. So if you take up space in my mind, you're very close and in my inner circle. Otherwise, I don't have time for it because the people in that inner circle are too important to me to let other people live rent-free in my mind. So I'll leave you with that today. I appreciate you watching. Again, we are at that early trying to gain traction phase of this. But today, please just take a few minutes. Think about your mindset for whatever it is you're looking at. Focus on a few key areas that maybe you can make better, and then take a step forward. Thanks. If this episode helped you, don't just listen, apply it. Progress is built in what you do after the message ends. Remember, never down, never out. I'll see you tomorrow.